In other news today, Transnet's finally clinched a wage deal with the majority union, the United National Transport Union, at that company. They represent just over half of the workers. UNTU, however, says that this is a betrayal. We're joined now by Trevor Wasserfall, the Vice President of UNTU. Trevor, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. Why did you agree to an increase? UNTU says you've betrayed workers, and in 3 years' time, after this deal, your members will be poorer than they are now.
Okay. Good afternoon to you and to all your viewers. Firstly, let me deal with the issue of betrayal. To our mind, we did not betray anybody. UNTU embarked on the strike prior to UNTU. They commenced on the 10th. We commenced on the 6th. We went through the process of negotiations with the company where they started at 1%, and at the end of the day, we had the intervention under Section 150 from the CCMA, and the commissioners gave us, both parties, or all three of the parties, their proposed settlement agreement, which we took to our membership for a mandate, and the majority of our branches gave us the mandate to accept. UNTU, on the other hand, gave an indication to say to the commissioners they're not in favor of this agreement. However, based on our mandate, we then engaged with the company in a bilateral and put our issues to them, which saw us move for the second year where there was no housing allowance at all in that agreement. We negotiated with them and we brought in housing allowance from for 23-24 and 24-25, which was not party to the agreement. If UNTU was talking about betrayal, nobody betrayed nobody. We took the mandate as what they did, and their mandate was to reject it, and our majority mandate was to accept. So as for betrayal, I don't know, it's open for interpretation. Claiming that it's going to be, our employees are going to, our members are going to be worse off. If you look at where we started, we always had the intention of looking at CPI plus. This agreement, moving from 1% to 6%, makes a huge difference. The 3-year agreement that's in place also allows the company the opportunity to go forth with a stable environment for 3 years. So betrayal, Stephen, you know, that's open for interpretation. There was no interpretation from our side that we betrayed anybody.
Are you worried that there could be tension in the workplace? Essentially, because, as I understand the law, because you're the majority union, the strike is over. So UNTU members have to go back to work or lose their jobs. Your members have to work with them. Are you worried about that?
You know, Stephen, if you take any environment where there's industrial action, you'll always find that the people would exercise their democratic right to strike or to not. So what we're currently having in the situation, we've been monitoring it basically the whole day, is that at this stage we're not finding any forms of intimidation or victimization. So I would take it that all parties would respect each other in terms of acceptance and rejection.
One of the big issues within all of this was that Transnet said consistently, their CEO went on the record and said it several times, that they could not afford a big increase. He also had, of course, the pressure on the rest of the economy. We'll hear from Berry ZA in a few moments on the Pulse. They, of course, were suffering along with other sectors of the economy. Did all of that play a role in your decision?
Yes, of course we take all of that stuff into consideration. We even do that before we plan on going on industrial action, because as you would know, any industrial action in any industry affects various different industries because they link to them. So obviously, yes, and there was a case that at one stage there was the 1%, they couldn't give more, and then they moved to a staggered approach on the grades, to where we actually find ourselves right now, to yesterday signing this 3-year agreement, which ensures that for this year, retrospective to April, our members would receive a 6% increase, The following financial year, 5.5, and for the year following that, another 6%. So I don't think the company would be in a state to say, I'm going to give you this increases, or I can't afford this increases, but I'm giving it to you in any case.
Trevor Wasserfall.
But I think we have a deal.
Trevor Wasserfall, thank you very much indeed. Vice President of the United National Transport Union. Plenty to talk about when you look at the Transnet strike because of the implications on it for every day of Transnet's production, which was lost. It will take 9 to 10 days to recover.